thoughts about tonight playing out like yesterday, and how frustrating and disappointed is it not to respond?
I mean, this is competition, and we're going to work together until we get this breakthrough. These are painful moments. We had an opportunity in both games, and you don't know necessarily if you can finish your defensive possessions, with a rebound, whether you're going to win or not. But that is our hurdle for this moment in time. We've rebounded great, for the majority of the season. For whatever reason, this little pocket right now, it's been troubling for us. And, the defensive efforts and disposition, is adequate. I was encouraged by the commitment to do hard things against a very good offensive team. If we could have finished off a couple more possessions, we might have had an opportunity to hold them under 100. And that's not easy in today's game, and the way they drive and attack, and the skill level, and they also can keep you honest at the three-point line. I thought the attention to detail, the physicality, the force, and the efforts were there. It just was very similar, down the stretch. Looked like we had opportunities, to secure the ball, but weren't able to do it. And you have to give them credit, and they also knocked down shots after that. It almost looked like a misprint. We basically had the same amount of offensive rebounds. We end up with less than 10 points off of those offensive rebounds. They have 23. I had to look at it, 3 or 4 times, but my gut felt like it was 30 off those 9 offensive rebounds. So we'll get better from this. There were a lot of good things to take away. None of us want to talk about it or feel that or, whatever, right now, because we're competitors. But by the time we get back to Miami, even the head coach, can see that there are some good things, happening in our locker room.
How heartening was it for Jaime to step up and sort of fill in when maybe others were struggling?
Yeah, we really needed it, because we put a lot into the game physically and emotionally last night. And that's not an excuse at all. Like our guys were ready to compete and put it out there tonight. But there wasn't a lot of juice, throughout the rotation. But Jaime, was able to give us a lot of relief points. And also during key moments of the game, we could throw the ball to him, kind of settle in a similar way that we were doing, what we do with Jimmy. And that allowed us to catch our breath, get to spacing, and play out of, their aggressive defense. And it also, says a lot about his mental toughness, to be able to have that kind of performance on the second night of a back-to-back.
And your thoughts on Patty Mills' Heat debut?
Yeah, that was great to see him finally do it in a Heat uniform instead of against us. We've seen that for too many years. You can see, why he's been able to do what he does. He's ignitable, he's smart, he's been in a lot of very good systems, so he knows how to fit in, even though he hasn't had to practice. 15 years in, it's all the same kind of stuff. He can play his game. He helps our best players. He was able to really help that unit we had in with Jimmy and Nico, and that's something that will definitely add to our depth.
And filled out the rest of the box score, was off with his shot. Was that something they were doing? Is he in a little bit of a funk right now based on last night and tonight offensively?
Sometimes these things happen, but he's a competitor. He knows how to impact, the game, and they're committed, to take the ball out of his hands, particularly out of the post. In the pick and rolls, they're switching, so he couldn't necessarily get him the ball in his sweet spots. So he wasn't able to get some easy relief points, and but he did a lot of good things, and that's why these are great opportunities to win a game on the road with your C game. If we're not at your best, that you can still find a way to win. We weren't able to do that tonight, and so we live with the loss. All right, thank you.